We're going to begin our Saxon math practice today, boys and girls. We're going by turning to lesson 73A. There it is at the top. And at the bottom, this is page 293. We started this lesson yesterday. We're going to finish it today. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to write the numbers on the clock so we can know what time we're going to make. So at the very top, we're going to write the number 12. Remember, the 1 and the 2 makes the number 12. Then you're going to go all the way down to the very bottom, that line there, and you're going to make a number 6. Okay, got it? 12 at the top, 6 at the bottom. Okay. Then if you do an imaginary line going straight across through that center hole, over here on the right side, you're going to write the number 3. Okay? And then over here on the left side, you're going to write the number 9, okay? Now, there's these teeny, teeny, tiny lines, and then there's a line that's a little bit longer, okay? So you have 12, little, 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 and then a little bit longer line. That's where you're going to put your 1, okay? And then little, 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 little longer, that's where you're going to write a 2. The 3 is already there at that long line. Then little line, little, 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 little bit longer line. That's where you're going to put your 4. Teeny, 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 little longer. That's where you're going to put your 5. And then your 6 is already there now. Teeny, 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 teeny. This is where you're going to put your 7. Then you have the teeny, teeny lines and go to the little bit longer one. That's where you're going to put your 8. Okay? Your 9 is already there. Then tiny, 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 tiny. There's where you're going to put your 10. Then tiny, 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 tiny. And then 11 goes by the little bit longer one. We've done this in class before, and I seem to remember you all did a great job, better than any class I've ever had doing this kind of activity. Okay, so now that you have your numbers 1 through 12 on your clock, we can put in the time. So if you look over here at number 3 by Snowy Cat's head, it reads, number the clock face. Show 1 o'clock on both clocks. So this is our digital clock here. So if you remember writing 1 o'clock, you put the 1 before the 2 dots, and then after the 2 dots is where you're going to put your 0 and your 0. And then over here, you're going to put, you can start even at that line that's coming down from the 12, and you're going to put your minute hand pointing right at the 12. Now, to make the 1 o'clock, you can't make the hand that long. So if you come in a little bit, then you start pressing down, that's what your 1 o'clock is going to look like. And if you want, you can even put a little arrow at the top of each line. But you don't have to. And that's what 1 o'clock is going to look like. The little bit shorter hand right here is pointing to the 1. The longer hand is pointing to the 12. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go to number 4. And this one I think is going to be a lot easier. How many dimes and pennies will you need to buy the juice? This is so easy because it says 29 cents. We know that when the 2 is right there, that's the dime. So I'm putting a little D. And by the 9 is the penny. Dime, penny. So it's really easy. Then there's 2 dimes and 9 pennies because we've been doing our coin book and counting pennies and dimes. That's super easy now. All right, now the next thing that we're going to do is do our addition and subtraction problems. And the thing you have to be very careful about when you're doing this row of problems is pay attention to whether it's a takeaway, subtraction, or putting together, adding problem, okay? So let's go ahead and read those. 8 minus 0. Okay, so I'm going to put out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there's 8 presents from Santa. The Grinch skips your home and doesn't take any away. So how many presents do you still have? 8. Okay. The next problem reads 4 plus 0. So I'm going to count out 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you have 4 presents, and then nobody gives you any more, so you still have 4. So the answer is 4. The next problem reads 6 minus 2. Okay, so Santa comes by and brings you 6 presents, right? So there's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Grinch comes along and he takes away 2. So how many do you have left? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, at the next house, so maybe the next house is Farah's house, or maybe it's Evan's house. Let's see what happens. So it says 9 plus 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's say Santa brought you 9 presents, okay? And then I don't have any more blocks with me right now, so I can use my 2 pennies. And then so Farah brought or Evan brought Farah 9 presents, okay? And then maybe Blake came over and brought a penny and a dime to give her as presents. So how many presents does she now have altogether? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now she has 11 presents, okay? Next problem. Oh, I'm going to need to use crayons. I should have brought over my blocks today, boys and girls. Okay, so let's say that the Grinch brought Madeline 7 crayons. So let's count those out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's the 7. Okay, and then let's say that Leela came over to play with her and brought 7 more crayons. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how many crayons can Leela and Madeline use to color today? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So here we have 14 crayons all together that Leela and Madeline can use to color with. All right, our last problem here is a subtraction problem. Okay, so let's say that Colin and Cole and Reese are building a house, and they use 5 blocks, okay, to build that house. And then a storm comes along and blows all those blocks away. How many blocks do the boys have left? 0. Okay. All right, I hope you had fun doing those math problems today. Let's give ourselves an exit ticket. And thank you for joining me for math today.